Are you a doting parent or guardian looking to provide an enduring legacy and uninterrupted welfare for your children or minors? Today's UCAP class demonstrates how the United Capital Heritage Trust Fund can cater to various aspects of your beneficiary's life, from tuition to travel, health, leisure, and welfare. Here are some reasons why it's a great option for your children or beneficiaries. You enjoy life insurance benefits. You can make direct deposits to third parties with a tax-effective structure. What's more, the Heritage Trust is also a good hedge against depreciation. Simply download the Invest Now app, open a Heritage Trust account, and complete your KYC to get started. Ever heard the saying, there's an app for everything? Well, there is one that has everything you need to start your investment journey. An all-in-one premium investing platform for everyone. It's called the Invest Now app. With Invest Now, you can subscribe to mutual funds, set up trusts, and trade stocks. You can also access high-quality financial information, market news, and investment updates to help you make informed financial decisions with ease and from the comfort of your home. To get started, simply download the investnow.ng app on your iOS or Android device. Launch the app and select Let's Invest. Select the investment product you are interested in. Enter your email address and click Next to create an account by entering your personal, next of kin, and financial details. You'll receive a mail to activate your account. So to get to know you a little more, you will have to update your KYC. To do this, select the Options menu. Select Update KYC from the options. Fill in the required information and upload your documents. Next, you fund your account. Select the Options menu, select Fund Account, select your preferred investment account from the drop-down options. Click Next and follow the payment process. Your account balance will be updated within 24 hours. To view your newly opened investment account, select the Options menu. Select My Portfolio and select the account you opened. Click to view your newly opened investment account. You can fund your account, view your account statement, or withdraw your funds. You can set up the recurrent funding feature, which allows you to add an amount to your investments daily, weekly, or even monthly. Hi there, and welcome to UCAP class. Today, you get to learn about the United Capital Money Market Fund. The United Capital Money Market Fund allows investors invest in high-quality money market instruments like treasury bills, commercial papers, and fixed deposits. If you're looking for a low-risk investment that allows you to withdraw easily, then the Money Market Fund is for you. Here are some reasons why you should invest in a United Capital Money Market Fund. Your capital is safe. It has a high return than the inflation rate. You get higher interest rates than a regular savings account. It has a compounding effect on its interests, and it allows you to start small and grow. What's more, you can invest for your children, and it's a good option for you if you are saving for a project. With your fund, you also get principal protection. To sign up for the Money Market Fund today, simply download and log on to your Invest Now app. Complete your KYC and open a Money Market Fund account. Ever wondered how you can preserve your legacy? Let's talk about how to set up a simple wills and estate planning. The United Capital Simple Wills and Estate Planning products allow you to state how your assets will be owned, managed, and preserved during and after your lifetime. United Capital Simple Wills and Estate Planning covers living trust, family trusts, wills and executorship, asset disposition, custodial services, and procurement of letters of administration. Here are some of the reasons why our Simple Wills and Estate Planning products is great for you. You can plan your estate using a will or a living trust designed by you. You also take control over your assets and decide the terms and enjoy strict confidentiality, estate protection, and experience estate management. Don't wait another day. Simply download the Invest Now app and complete your KYC to get started. In today's UCAP class, you will learn how to hedge your funds against inflation by investing in the United Capital Eurobond Fund. If you have funds in US dollars, you can receive competitive short to medium-term interest on your dollar holdings. The United Capital Nigerian Eurobond Fund is an open-ended mutual fund that is invested in dollar-denominated Eurobonds, yielding competitive interests. Here are some of the reasons why you should invest in the United Capital Eurobond Fund. It gives you significantly higher returns than keeping your foreign currency in domiciliary accounts. You can avoid currency depreciation due to local currency devaluation, and you can receive your dividends as cash or reinvest into the fund. What's more, you can get to enjoy professional management services which ensure that your risk is minimized. With your fund, you also get principal protection. Sign up for the Eurobond Fund today by downloading and logging on to your Invest Now app, complete your KYC, and open a Eurobond Fund account. If you're thinking about starting or expanding a business, one thing to be considered is cash flow. In today's UCAP class, we'll show you how you can invest ahead to ensure cash flow in your future business. You can use the United Capital Private Investment Trust to increase your chances of business success. The Private Investment Trust is a financial instrument designed to make it possible for you to start putting money aside towards a business goal. Here are some other reasons to go for the United Capital Private Investment Trust. You can earn an interest on your trust, allowing you to make a small profit which can be added to your original investment. It is also a smart way to protect your money from your own spending. And with the trust, you can set a time goal for when your capital will be made available to you. To get started, simply download the Invest Now app, open a private investment trust, and complete your KYC to get started. Did you know that the United Capital's trading services are supported by world-class technology and operations to deliver efficient services in exchange-traded and listed securities? You can experience real-time online trading from your mobile phone, get stock recommendations from industry-leading research teams, and daily market reports. Here are some reasons why the United Capital Securities Trading will work for you. You enjoy increase in value as stocks appreciate. You receive dividends where and when available. You can also receive bonus shares, and you can receive interest income from investment in treasury bills and other fixed income securities which can be paid upfront or reinvested. So get started today. Simply download the Invest Now app, open a securities trading account, and complete your KYC. Are you a doting parent or guardian looking to provide an enduring legacy and uninterrupted welfare for your children or minors? Today's UCAP class demonstrates how the United Capital Heritage Trust Fund can cater to various aspects of your beneficiary's life, from tuition to travel, health, leisure, and welfare. Here are some reasons why it's a great option for your children or beneficiaries. You enjoy life insurance benefits. You can make direct deposits to third parties with a tax-effective structure. What's more, the Heritage Trust is also a good hedge against depreciation. Simply download the Invest Now app, open a Heritage Trust account, and complete your KYC to get started. Ever heard the saying, there's an app for everything? Well, there is one that has everything you need to start your investment journey. An all-in-one premium investing platform for everyone. It's called the Invest Now app. With Invest Now, you can subscribe to mutual funds, set up trusts, and trade stocks. You can also access high-quality financial information, market news, and investment updates to help you make informed financial decisions with ease and from the comfort of your home. To get started, simply download the investnow.ng app on your iOS or Android device. Launch the app and select Let's Invest. Select the investment product you are interested in. Enter your email address and click Next to create an account by entering your personal, next of kin, and financial details. You will receive a mail to activate your account. So to get to know you a little more, you will have to update your KYC. To do this, select the Options menu. Select Update KYC from the options. Fill in the required information and upload your documents. Next, you fund your account. Select the Options menu, select Fund Account. Select your preferred investment account from the drop-down options. Click Next and follow the payment process. Your account balance will be updated within 24 hours. To view your newly opened investment account, select the Options menu. Select My Portfolio and select the account you opened. Click to view your newly opened investment account. You can fund your account, view your account statement, or withdraw your funds. You can set up the recurrent funding feature, which allows you to add an amount to your investments daily, weekly, or even monthly. Hi there, and welcome to UCAP class. Today, you get to learn about the United Capital Money Market Fund. The United Capital Money Market Fund allows investors invest in high-quality money market instruments like treasury bills, commercial papers, and fixed deposits. If you're looking for a low-risk investment that allows you to withdraw easily, then the Money Market Fund is for you. Here are some reasons why you should invest in a United Capital Money Market Fund. Your capital is safe. It has a high return than the inflation rate. You get higher interest rates than a regular savings account. It has a compounding effect on its interest, and it allows you to start small and grow. What's more, you can invest for your children, and it's a good option for you if you are saving for a project. With your fund, you also get principal protection. To sign up for the Money Market Fund today, simply download and log on to your Invest Now app. Complete your KYC and open a Money Market Fund account. Ever wondered how you can preserve your legacy? Let's talk about how to set up a simple wills and estate planning. The United Capital Simple Wills and Estate Planning products allow you to state how your assets will be owned, managed, and preserved during and after your lifetime. United Capital Simple Wills and Estate Planning covers living trust, family trusts, wills and executorship, asset disposition, custodial services, and procurement of letters of administration. Here are some of the reasons why our Simple Wills and Estate Planning products is great for you. You can plan your estate using a will or a living trust designed by you. You also take control over your assets and decide the terms and enjoy strict confidentiality, estate protection, and experience estate management. Don't wait another day. Simply download the Invest Now app and complete your KYC to get started. In today's UCAP class, you will learn how to hedge your funds against inflation by investing in the United Capital Eurobond Fund. If you have funds in US dollars, you can receive competitive short to medium-term interest on your dollar holdings. The United Capital Nigerian Eurobond Fund is an open-ended mutual fund that is invested in dollar-denominated Eurobonds, yielding competitive interests. Here are some of the reasons why you should invest in the United Capital Eurobond Fund. It gives you significantly higher returns than keeping your foreign currency in domiciliary accounts. You can avoid currency depreciation due to local currency devaluation, and you can receive your dividends as cash or reinvest into the fund. What's more, you can get to enjoy professional management services which ensure that your risk is minimized. With your fund, you also get principal protection. Sign up for the Eurobond Fund today by downloading and logging on to your Invest Now app, complete your KYC, and open a Eurobond Fund account. If you're thinking about starting or expanding a business, one thing to be considered is cash flow. In today's UCAP class, we'll show you how you can invest ahead to ensure cash flow in your future business. You can use the United Capital Private Investment Trust to increase your chances of business success. The Private Investment Trust is a financial instrument designed to make it possible for you to start putting money aside towards a business goal. Here are some other reasons to go for the United Capital Private Investment Trust. You can earn an interest on your trust, allowing you to make a small profit which can be added to your original investment. It is also a smart way to protect your money from your own spending. And with the trust, you can set a time goal for when your capital will be made available to you. To get started, simply download the Invest Now app, open a private investment trust, and complete your KYC to get started. Did you know that the United Capital's trading services are supported by world-class technology and operations to deliver efficient services in exchange-traded and listed securities? You can experience real-time online trading from your mobile phone, get stock recommendations from industry-leading research teams, and daily market reports. Here are some reasons why the United Capital Securities Trading will work for you. You enjoy increase in value as stocks appreciate. You receive dividends where and when available. You can also receive bonus shares, and you can receive interest income from investment in treasury bills and other fixed income securities, which can be paid upfront or reinvested. So get started today. Simply download the Invest Now app, open a securities trading account, and complete your KYC. Are you a doting parent or guardian looking to provide an enduring legacy and uninterrupted welfare for your children or minors? Today's UCAP class demonstrates how the United Capital Heritage Trust Fund can cater to various aspects of your beneficiary's life, from tuition to travel, health, leisure, and welfare. Here are some reasons why it's a great option for your children or beneficiaries. You enjoy life insurance benefits. You can make direct deposits to third parties with a tax-effective structure. What's more, the Heritage Trust is also a good hedge against depreciation. Simply download the Invest Now app, open a Heritage Trust account, and complete your KYC to get started. Ever heard the saying, there's an app for everything? Well, there is one that has everything you need to start your investment journey. An all-in-one premium investing platform for everyone. It's called the Invest Now app. With Invest Now, you can subscribe to mutual funds, set up trusts, and trade stocks. You can also access high-quality financial information, market news, and investment updates to help you make informed financial decisions with ease and from the comfort of your home. To get started, simply download the investnow.ng app on your iOS or Android device. Launch the app and select Let's Invest. Select the investment product you are interested in. Enter your email address and click Next to create an account by entering your personal, next of kin, and financial details. You will receive a mail to activate your account. So to get to know you a little more, you will have to update your KYC. To do this, select the Options menu. Select Update KYC from the options. Fill in the required information and upload your documents. Next, you fund your account. Select the Options menu, select Fund Account, select your preferred investment account from the drop-down options. Click Next and follow the payment process. Your account balance will be updated within 24 hours. To view your newly opened investment account, select the Options menu. Select My Portfolio and select the account you opened. Click to view your newly opened investment account. You can fund your account, view your account statement, or withdraw your funds. You can set up the recurrent funding feature, which allows you to add an amount to your investments daily, weekly, or even monthly. Hi there, and welcome to UCAP class. Today, you get to learn about the United Capital Money Market Fund. The United Capital Money Market Fund allows investors invest in high-quality money market instruments like treasury bills, commercial papers, and fixed deposits. If you're looking for a low-risk investment that allows you to withdraw easily, then the Money Market Fund is for you. Here are some reasons why you should invest in a United Capital Money Market Fund. Your capital is safe. It has a high return than the inflation rate. You get higher interest rates than a regular savings account. It has a compounding effect on its interest, and it allows you to start small and grow. What's more, you can invest for your children, and it's a good option for you if you are saving for a project. With your fund, you also get principal protection. To sign up for the Money Market Fund today, simply download and log on to your Invest Now app. Complete your KYC and open a Money Market Fund account. Ever wondered how you can preserve your legacy? Let's talk about how to set up a simple wills and estate planning. The United Capital Simple Wills and Estate Planning products allow you to state how your assets will be owned, managed, and preserved during and after your lifetime. United Capital Simple Wills and Estate Planning covers living trust, family trusts, wills and executorship, asset disposition, custodial services, and procurement of letters of administration. Here are some of the reasons why our Simple Wills and Estate Planning products is
Good morning, shareholders. Okay, good morning, shareholders. Yeah. The registrar has informed me that we have quorum for the meeting. So let us all rise for the national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen and our shareholders, the time now is 10 a.m. and I have great pleasure in declaring this meeting open. I would like to apologize on behalf of the chairman, Professor Chikamodi, who is unavoidably absent, but he will join us online with other directors in keeping with the COVID-19 protocols. The board has agreed in his absence that I chair the annual general meeting. Due to the outbreak of the coronavirus COVID-19, the federal government had issued guidelines and directives with respect to social distancing and COVID-19 protocols relating to mass gathering, for the prevention and spread of the disease, and I implore you to adhere to these guidelines and directives. This explains why we have less than 100 people in this hall. In addition, this also explains why not all the directors are physically present, but will have to participate virtually at this meeting. We therefore crave your indulgence. Distinguished shareholders, may I request that we observe a minute silence for one of our shareholders, late Chief Shola Abodorin, who died in 2021, and that will be followed with an opening prayer by Bishop Akpore. Let us rise, please. May the soul of our brother rest in peace in Jesus' name. Amen. Chief Akpore, please, opening prayers.
Let us pray. Father, we thank you sincerely this morning. Special morning you have made that we must rejoice in it. Here we are, the United Capital, the owners, the shareholders. We are here gathered. And so, Lord Jesus Christ of Nazareth, this morning I spoke to you concerning this meeting. I want the meeting to be a very short one and very, very successful. Because my brother, Norm, nice man, good man, a man with clean heart. And now that he was sitting, my Father which art in heaven, as your servant, you say, decree 18 and you will establish it today. This, as your servant, you say, decree 18 and you will establish it today. This meeting shall be a clean one, very neat, very good, very successful. And so, this company, forward ever and backward never. And so let it be. And I cover everybody with the blood of Jesus Christ. For in Jesus' name I have prayed. Amen.
Okay, shareholders, it gives me great pleasure to introduce the directors of your company. From my right is the Group Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Peter Ashade. Next to him is Hajia Sutura Aisha Bello. To the extreme right is Mr. Leke Ogunlewe. To my left is the Company Secretary, Sir Leo Okafor. Next to him is the Group Executive Director, Mr. Sonny Anene. Next to Group Executive Director is Sir Steve Nwadioko. To the extreme left is Ms. Tokumbo Ajayi. The Board Chairman, Professor Chika Modi, Mr. Sonny Iroche, and Mr. Dipo Fatoko are participating online. My name is Emmanuel Norom, chairing the meeting and a non-executive director. Thank you, sir. We also have with us representatives of the following regulators: the Nigerian Stock Exchange, represented by Mrs. Antonia Ame, who is attending virtually. Securities and Exchange Commission, represented by Mr. Damian Oban and Mr. Ibrahim Usman. Corporate Affairs Commission, represented by Mr. Olumide Ologe. I also like to introduce the representatives of the following. The external auditors, PricewaterhouseCoopers, represented by Mrs. Chidi Ogechi. The registrars, African Prudential PLC, represented by Mrs. Catherine Wosu. Board Evaluation Consultant, Angela Neke & Co., represented by Mrs. April Anozodo, who is participating virtually. Members of the Statutory Audit Committee here are Mr. Paul Olele, Chairman, Pastor Alex Adio, Member, Mrs. Faith George Osman, Member, Sir Stephen Waduko, Member, Mr. Dipo Fatokum, Member. We wish to have a full recording of the meeting, so microphones connected to a tape recorder are in use. Please make use of the microphones when you wish to second a motion or ask a question. Kindly state your name clearly and endeavor to be brief and straight to the point. Please also note that the Register of Directors' shareholdings and the register of attendance at board meetings of directors eligible for election are available for inspection at the registrar's table during the meeting. I will now call on the company secretary to read the notice of the meeting.
Notice of Annual General Meeting of United Capital PLC. Notice is hereby given that the 11th General Meeting of United Capital PLC will hold on Wednesday, March 23, 2022 at the Transcorp Hilton Hotel, 1 Agui Irunsi Street, Maitama, Abuja at 10 a.m. to transact the following businesses. To lay before the members the audited financial statements for the year ended December 31, 2021, and the report of the directors, auditors, and audit committee thereon. 2, to declare a dividend. 3, to re-elect the following directors retiring by rotation: Professor Chika Modi and Mr. Emmanuel Noram. 4, to appoint the following new directors: Ms. Tokumbo Ajayi and Mr. Leke Ogunlewe. 5, to authorize directors to fix the remuneration of the auditors for the year 2022 financial year. 6, to re-elect or elect members of the Statutory Audit Committee. 7, to disclose the remuneration of managers of the company. Special business: to consider and, if thought fit, pass the following as an ordinary resolution: that the director's fees payable to each non-executive director until further notice be and is hereby fixed at the sum of 6,500,000 naira for the year ending December 31, 2022. Such payments to be effective January 1, 2022. By the order of the board, Leo Okafor, Group Company Secretary. Notes: compliance with COVID-19 related directives and guidelines. The federal government of Nigeria, health authorities, and regulatory agencies have issued a number of guidelines and directives aimed at curbing the spread of COVID-19 in Nigeria. The Corporate Affairs Commission also issued guidelines on holding AGMs of public companies by proxy. The convening and conduct of the AGM shall be done in compliance with these directives. Proxy: any member of the company entitled to attend and vote at this meeting is also entitled to appoint a proxy to attend and vote in his or her stead. A proxy need not be a member of the company. For the appointment of the proxy to be valid, a proxy form must be completed and deposited either at the office of the company's registrar, Africa Prudential PLC, 220B Ikorodu Road, Bangrove, Lagos, or via email at cfc@africaprudential.com, not later than 48 hours before the time fixed for this meeting. A blank proxy form is attached to the annual report and may also be downloaded from the company's website, www.unitedcapitalplc.com. Attendance by proxy. In line with the CAC guidelines, attendance at the AGM shall be by proxy only. Shareholders are required to appoint a proxy of their choice from the list of nominated persons' proxies below. 1, Professor Chika Modi. 2, Mr. Peter Ashadi. 3, Mr. Emmanuel Norom. And 4, Sir Leo Okafor. Stamping of proxy. The company has made arrangements at its cost for the stamping of the duly completed and signed proxy forms submitted to the company's registrars within the stipulated time. 5, right of securities holders to ask questions. Securities holders have a right to ask questions not only at the meeting, but also in writing prior to the meeting. And such questions must be submitted to the company on or before March 21, 2022. Nomination to the Audit Committee. Pursuant to Section 404, subsection 6 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020, any member may nominate a shareholder as a member of the Audit Committee by giving notice in writing of such nomination. Such notice must reach the company secretary at least 21 days before the annual general meeting. Section 404, subsection 5, has mandated that all members must be financial literates, and at least one member shall be a member of a professional accounting body in Nigeria, established by an act of the National Assembly. We therefore request that nomination be accompanied by a copy of the nominee's curriculum vitae. Dividend. If the dividend recommended by the directors is approved by the members at the annual general meeting, dividend will be paid by March 23, 2022 to the shareholders whose names appear in the company's register of members at the close of business on March 8, 2022. Closure of register. The register of members of the company will be closed from March 9, 2022 to March 15, 2022, both dates inclusive, for the purpose of dividend payment and updating the register. E-dividend registration. Notice is hereby given to all shareholders to open bank accounts, stockbroking accounts, and CSCS accounts for the purpose of receiving dividend payments electronically. A detachable application form for e-dividend is attached to the annual report to enable shareholders furnish particulars of their accounts to the registrar as soon as possible. Unclaimed dividend warrants and share certificates. Shareholders are hereby informed that the number of share certificates and dividend warrants which were returned to registrars as unclaimed are still in the custody of the registrars. Any shareholder affected by the notice is advised to contact the company's registrars, Africa Prudential PLC, 220B Ikorodu Road, Bangrove, Lagos, or via cfc@africaprudential.com to lay claim. Profiles of directors for re-election. The profiles of Professor Chika Modi and Mr. Emmanuel Norom, who will be retiring by rotation and will be presenting themselves for re-election, are amongst the profiles of directors that are provided in the annual report and the company's website at www.unitedcapitalplc.com. Annual report published on the website. In order to improve delivery of our annual report, we've inserted a detachable form in the annual report and hereby request shareholders to complete the form by providing their contact and any other requested details, and thereafter return to the registrars for further processing. Additionally, an electronic version of the annual report is available on the company's website at www.unitedcapitalplc. Online streaming of the annual general meeting. The AGM will be streamed live online. This will enable shareholders and other stakeholders who will not be attending physically to follow the proceedings. The link for the AGM and live streaming will be made available on the company's website at www.unitedcapitalplc.com. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Company Secretary. Shareholders, it's also important that apart from the directors that have been introduced, that we meet our subsidiary CEOs who are also involved in making this income for us. So on your behalf, I want to introduce the following. Mr. Bawo Jafo, can you please stand? That's the MD of United Capital Securities Limited. Thank you. Sit down. Mrs. Odiri Ogini. That's the MD of United Capital Asset Management Limited. Thank you. Sit down. Mrs. Buki Ikotonye. The MD of United Capital Trustees Limited. Buki, thank you. Dr. Badebo Adenrele, the MD of United Capital Investment Banking Group. Thank you, sir. Where is Richard Akindele? I think I saw him. Yeah. Richard is also the MD of the Consumer Banking Division. Thank you. Sure. And then you have a CFO here, Shedrack. Where are you? Okay. The one that keeps all our books. Thank you, Shedrack. In addition, we have in our midst friends of the company. I have Chief Mrs. Eniola Fadoyomi, the chairperson of Africa Prudential PLC. All right. And I also have Mr. Obong Idiong, the MD CEO of Africa Prudential PLC. Okay, thank you. And I know that many shareholders walked in while the notice was being read. So you're all welcome again. The chairman's statement, I'm not the chairman, so I'm acting here. All right, it's captured on page 38 to 42 of annual report. All right, taken as read. Thank you very much. I'll now ask a representative of the auditors to read the auditor's report. The auditors, please.
Thank you. Good morning, shareholders, board of directors, and other dignitaries. I will read out the independent auditor's opinion to the members of United Capital PLC. And shareholders, I would like to get your approval to shorten this report. It's on pages 80 to 84 of the annual report. So I would like to seek your approval to read a summarized version. Thank you very much. The report on the audit of the consolidated and separate financial statements. In our opinion, the consolidated and separate financial statements give a true and fair view of the consolidated and separate financial position of United Capital PLC and its subsidiaries as at 31 December 2021, and of your consolidated and separate financial performance and their consolidated and separate cash flows for the year then ended, in accordance with International Financial Reporting Standards and the requirements of the Capital and Allied Matters Act and the Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria Act. We have audited the statement of profit and loss and other comprehensive income, the statement of financial position, the statement of changes in equity, and the statement of cash flow for the year then ended, and the notes to the financial statements. We have conducted our audit in accordance with international standards on auditing. We believe the audit evidence we have obtained is sufficient and appropriate to provide a basis for our opinion. We are independent of the group in accordance with the International Code of Ethics. We have listed out the key audit matters which in our professional judgment were the most significance in our audit of the financial statement. And the key audit matter is the loss allowance on financial assets at amortized cost. We have also listed out the other information that accompany the financial statement, the responsibilities of the directors and those charged with governance, and the responsibilities of the auditors. I'll read out our report on other legal and regulatory requirements. The Company and Allied Matters Act requires that in carrying out our audit, we consider and report to you on the following matters. We confirm that we have obtained all the information and explanations which to the best of our knowledge and belief were necessary for the purposes of our audit. The company has kept proper books of accounts so far as appears from our examination of those books, and returns adequate for our audit have been received from branches not visited by us. The company's statement of financial position and statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income are in agreement with the books of accounts and return. Signed by Chidi Ojechi for PricewaterhouseCoopers, 18 February 2022. Thank you.
Thank you, our auditors. I will now ask the chairman of the Statutory Audit Committee to read the committee's report.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Directors and shareholders of United Capital PLC. In accordance with the provision of Section 404, subsection 7 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020, we, the members of the Audit Committee of United Capital PLC, having performed our statutory obligations under the Act, hereby report that the accounting and reporting policies of the company for the year ended December 31st, 2021 are consistent with legal requirements and ethical practices. The internal audit programs are extensive and provide a satisfactory evaluation of the efficiency of the internal control system. The scope and planning of the statutory independent audit for the year ended December 31st, 2021 are satisfactory. And we have considered the independent auditors' post-audit report and management responses thereon, and are satisfied with the responses to our question, as well as the state of affairs at United Capital. Signed, Paul Lilly. Members of the Audit Committee include Pastor Alex Adios, seated on my right, Mrs. Faith George Usman by my left, Mr. Dick Bofatoku is joining online, and Mr. Steve Mwaboku is on the high table. Thank you for your support. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Statutory Audit Committee. I hereby lay before you, the shareholders, the reports and accounts for the year ended 31st of December 2021. You now have an opportunity to ask questions regarding the reports and accounts. In doing so, it will help to ensure that we give the right answers if you could refer to the page of the report and accounts to which the question relates. So what we're going to do, we take two here. We'll go take two here and take two there and come back again. Let's start with Alaji, please.
Mr. Chairman, directors of UCAP, auditors, and members of the audit committee, my colleagues whom I have not seen for a long time, and would like to commend this company for the expansion of inviting so many shareholders. This is the first time. It showed that, Mr. Chairman, your company is concerned with the welfare, the participation of shareholders. I think we should commend them for that. Mr. Chairman, the result we saw was unbelievable. Not only we shareholders of UCAP, even shareholders of other companies were surprised that UCAP is paying ₦1.50. Mr. Chairman, it surprised me, but when I recalled when Peter was at APR, we were also making progress and making good progress. Mr. Chairman, I would like to commend the CEO, the directors for this result. Not only that, I would also want to commend the leadership of APR because they gave Peter good training to come and give us good profit here. Mr. Chairman, I don't want to take so much of your time. I just want to say that page 57, Mr. Chairman, you and Professor are up for re-election. And Mr. Chairman, the rule by SEC is that any director to be re-elected must have attended the board meetings at least 75%. Mr. Chairman, all of you attended 100%. Again, we should commend you for this. Mr. Chairman, I also want to say that I'm happy I saw you as the chairman of the Finance and Investment Committee. Again, you gave good leadership. All directors attended the committee meeting 100%. Mr. Chairman, thank you for giving me this opportunity. And I would also want to tell you on a final note that yesterday I was at a function. I saw Tony. And this is what I told him. I said, Tony, not only UBA is doing well, our subsidiaries are also doing well. We thank you for that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Okay, yes. I'll take two here too, then I'll come back.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, shareholders.
Good morning.
Our directors, management staff. My name is Kabiru A. Tambari, one of the shareholders of United Capital. First of all, I would like to use this opportunity to commend our board for a wonderful result they have presented to us. Also to use this opportunity to congratulate our major shareholder in person of Mr. Tony Elumelu, who turned 59 yesterday. I see a wonderful birthday cake that he shared with UBA staff on Monday. I commend him for that. That is why we shareholders, we call him Lion of Africa. And he still shows sign and wonderful by the subsidiaries. First of all, UBA declare a final dividend of 80 kobo, plus the interim dividend they have paid earlier, making ₦1. and United Capital, God willing, before we leave here with a wonderful, excellent Africa Prudential. We are going to see our alert, God willing, before we leave here. I know them in terms of that. So they are going to pay 1 naira 50 kobo. And Africa Prudential PLC, under the leadership of young man, young shall grow, Mr. Obon Idiom, we are going to pay 50 kobo, making 3 naira. I don't know what Aprilan will pay. If my colleague can highlight me, I can appreciate it. So with this wonderful achievement, some of the banks during CBN issue that they have directed all the subsidiaries should be separated. Some have sold to their respective people or what. But in UBA, if you are a shareholder of UBA, automatically you are going to get shares in United Capital, Africa Prudential, and Aprilan. So all this is a sign of leadership from Peter Elumelu. We are happy. Sorry for correcting me. Tony Elumelu. All this thing is a sign of leadership. If you have shares in UBA, automatically you will be a shareholder of these grateful companies, subsidiaries. If without doing that, by now some of these companies have already sold, and they are limited liability companies. But now all these companies are public liability companies. See my colleague, how we are here, we are smiling, we are appreciating with the wonderful job we are getting. So I hope, God willing, today we are going to go home with a wonderful harvest, 1 naira 50 kobo. Peter, as how my good friend Alaji Dr. Paruk said, you already take training from Africa Prudential. So where you stop, young man like you, Obon Gideon, is also doing that. He brings a lot of changes and he's still doing it. We hope, God willing, by next year in APPLC, we are going to see another changes. Thank you. If you look at our shares today, you see UBA shares is appreciating up to 8 naira 60 kobo before it marked down. And now if you see Africa Prudential before the qualification date, the shares of United Capital reach up to 14 naira 50 kobo. But now it's gambling 12 naira plus 12 what? You see APPLC reach 8 naira plus before it come back to where it is 6 naira plus. So all this thing is a capital appreciation. And that is what we shareholders were always happy with it. Don't see we are coming here, we are saying, we are just encouraging you. No matter how it is, if you haven't done well, we have to say the truth. We have to say the truth because we have leaders here in the Shareholders Association, not rulers. No matter how what you are seeing these shareholders, if you couldn't do well, shareholders will say the truth. And most of you here, you are our friend for a decade. We know you, you know us. Please tell the remaining subsidiaries companies to invite shareholders like this in our own site, not only on you leaders. Me, Kabiru Tambari, I don't know COVID-19, and I don't want to know it. Thank you, and God bless.
Okay. No, we're going this way.
The chairman of the board of United Capital PLC, fellow directors, my fellow shareholders, the registrar and the regulators here present, I say good morning to you all.
Good morning.
Mr. Chairman, the first speaker has said and I've paid a glowing tribute. My name is Patrick Ajudua. To the wonderful and astonishing performance of the able team led by Mr. Peter Ashade. He has done marvelously well. He has done what others cannot do, and he has capped it with over 114% dividend payout to shareholders. Please, let's give him a round of applause. Mr. Chairman, Professor Modi is not here with us, just like the same thing last year. And I'm very much sure maybe he's still running away from COVID. I wouldn't know. But when you look at the same picture on 160, page 160, it's the same set that we still have here. The same picture of AGM. So we'll be looking forward, Mr. Chairman, to add, shareholders into the AGM pictures too. We are part and parcel of the company. Mr. Chairman, of recent, I want to commend the recent listing by FMDQ of United Capital 12.48 billion Series A commercial paper under its 50 commercial paper issuance program. No doubt, UCAP, under the leadership of Mr. Shade, is now a leading financial service provider, focusing on leveraging technology to empower business, individual, and governments. Mr. Chairman, I want to commend the exponential growth of the business activities of the company, with a strong earning in revenue and a consistent value delivery to stakeholders. And my question going forward is, how do we intend to sustain this organization growth? In view of the recent policy of CBN, which has been to maintain the MPC at that same value, the economic difficulty we are going through, the global increase in oil price, and of course, the unsustainable foreign policy that we are witnessing. On page 45 and 46, Mr. Chairman, we can no longer hide performance, and we can no longer hide good products. Under this period, on page 45, UCAP obtained SEC approval, and subsequently United Capital Infrastructure Development Fund during the year was given as a vehicle for infrastructure development in the country. The security business revenue during the year crossed the 1 billion mark for the first time in the history of business in Nigeria. And so on like that, till when you get to page 46, you will see under note 8 that the share price of UCAP rose astronomically from a low value of 4.71, closing an all-time of 11.3 in December. And that is December. Do you realize, Mr. Chairman, when the result came out, I was looking out to buy UCAP share, but I cannot see, because nobody could imagine the magic that Mr. Shadi did. On page 49, how do you hope to strengthen your digital platform? Invest now. To go down to the grassroots in order to improve on financial inclusion strategy. Also linked to this is the need to leave the rhetoric of financial literacy by establishing a financial academy which should be able to penetrate the young ones and impart in them an investment attitude in the country. I'll be driving down my point, Mr. Chairman, with page 135. Page 135 is a page that shows an increase in the net investment income under managed fund from 9 billion to 18.79 billion. It is twice the increase. We'll be looking forward to Mr. Shadi to tell us, I hope to sustain this, the magic that is done, because from his art, I can read him saying that he's likely going to pay 3 naira by this year. He's a good performer, and we expect that he's going to do that. tied to this is the OPEX on page 136. Because if we have a revenue growth, we must also try to check our cost. But one cost area I'll be looking forward to you to check is the business development, which moved from 141 million to 633 million. If you are able to check your cost, I'm sure it is very possible for you to realize that. Looking at that also is the need for you, Mr. Chairman, to tell us about this infrastructural fund on page 50. I am very much interested because the level of decay of infrastructure in Nigeria, ranging from energy to road and so on like that, it's very, very, very appalling. This fund that you talk about on page 50 is aimed at providing a long-time financing for delivery of critical infrastructure. My question is, what is the assessment of this drive so far in view of the level of infrastructural decay in the country, and what critical area of intervention? I have mentioned so many of them now. What are the special areas you are looking at in order to drive home this? So I want to thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. While looking forward to you for a better performance more than this year, we urge others in the other subsidiaries to also come and ask you what magic you did. Such magic also is replicated in the UC Plus Advance Limited on page 142, which is aimed at also intervening in SME. So how far has that one done? So looking forward to all this, Mr. Chairman, we hope for a better investment, and we'll say a very special thank you to Mr. Ashade and his team. We pray God Almighty to make them to be able to pay the dividend of 3 naira by next year. Thank you very much.
Okay. Sorry, I'll come back. Let me go this way.
Mr. Chairman, I am not going to take here much of the time. Because if somebody have done well, you don't need too much word to commend them. Just a one word, Mr. Chairman. Yes, despite the microeconomic pressure, we're able to deliver 1 naira 50 kobo, as my colleague have alluded to. And if you look at turnover, it's marvel. Because today you are competing with your regulators. Regulators have become the operators. And what we're seeing today. In the past, in the financial sector of this country, I cannot tell, I'll mention a name, who have been financial gurus, financing export or import in this country. It's just South Africa, Stanbic Bank, Chartered Bank, but today, UCAP have become the one of the leading sector in that economy. That means if you have not, if the vision fathers, Tony in particular, no one was there then, in UBA, have not divided these companies today as quoted companies, not individual buying it to put in their own pocket and go away with, as trade investors, we wouldn't have having UCAP performing this excellent. And that's one of the drive in the reform financial sector have impacted in the financial sector today. People talk about Ashade. It's one of the no noise makers in the financial industry, even when he was in the registrars. He's not a politician, there are positions. As a founding father of CMR, he would have been the president. But he never. If you're talking about Chartered Institute of Bankers today, maybe would have been the president. But you never see him dragging post. That's Peter for you. Maybe Catholic upbringing, Catholic were just lower in, don't, I want to commend him so much. So, Mr. Chairman, we can let's agree on this performance. It's an excellent performance. And we cannot get less when we have professor as a chairman. in the financial industry in America who was started with war consultant. So the result will speak itself because of the people on the board. All of you have done very well. From non-executive to management to entire staff. And I strongly believe by next year, if we get things right, and the sex stop competing with you people, we're able to pay 2 naira. It's doable. Because if you look at cost of doing business in Nigeria, we're not talking about diesel because of war in Ukraine and Russia. Today, we are not even coming out from the pandemic. This problem has been compounded, and we don't find solution. Even the world is getting solution, other part of the climate, but Nigeria is worst every day down. But the company operating in Nigeria, that economy is not performing, should be commended. If you continue to uphold a commune, it's not even enough to praise you. We know what the people are going through to get this result. So, and that's why people are not even looking at account to comment this and that, you spend this and that, you do this and that. It's not easy to achieve this result we are committing today. I want to say, Ashade, keep it up with your team. It's a collective. Let me tell you one thing, last word. Some of those operating issue houses today comment how they are also getting business from UCAP. It is not that them eating alone. It's a bit of sharing the businesses. And everybody get everybody happy. And that's what UCAP have been doing. Carrying all that smaller ones along to sharing the business with them. And as you're doing so, God will continue to elevate this company beyond the wildest imagination. Amen. God bless all of us. Thank you.
Okay, we go to this side. Bishop, please.
Chairman, members of the board of UCAP, my fellow shareholders, I am not going to be long. For sure, I won't be long. Chairman, I feel proud. Today, I'm supposed to be somewhere in one of the churches to ordain somebody. But you know that I had to leave that job to be here. You know, how else can I thank you? Because some of us that participated during, when you started, if you were not doing well now, people seeing us say, to see him, particularly with this my cap I put on my head, they will insult us. But now we are laughing. So you have done very well. Made us proud. And this is also the reason why somebody was talking, what do we do, the way forward? How can they sustain sustainability? What we need to do is to pray for you and pray for Tony. Tony is a blessing for this country. I am telling you. I pray for him for his 59, young man doing very well. I may not tell you some secret just now, but maybe I have it. When Tony was coming to UBA, Akim Bedo is aware. I brought him to UBA. Hakim was nominated by me. And when Tony was coming, he sought my advice. And I told him, yes, the person that is coming is good. Go ahead. Today, look at the life. Everybody's smiling. So how will I not pray for you? I want to thank you from the deep down of my heart that you have made us proud, you have made Nigeria proud, you have made shareholders proud. Me, I will go home. When I sleep well. But something that somebody said here, I'm not too sure of it. If you must develop, you are likely going to spend money. Everything's expensive in Nigeria. Let nobody think that because you are spending money, you spend money to make money. There's one philosophy, one thing that Ogbemudia did in Benin. When he was a governor, he was spending money and making streets. That's why today to go slow. Traffic, whatever in Benin is difficult. The man did good job, but he spent money. If you are going to spend money to give us money, please go ahead. Go ahead. And I agree with somebody who said 3 naira. This Shade will do it. He's going to do it. And then for you, Chairman, that you are on the board also. Come on. 3 naira is very sure.
Yeah.
So God will stand by all of you, all the directors, the company secretary. Very, very active. Very, very, very active. I love the man. I love all of you. God bless all of you.
No, let him come. Yeah. Come. The man at the end, yes. Don't worry, we'll go back again, you know. Again. I will. Let him finish.
The board and management, regulatory authority, all my neighbor shareholder, good morning. My name is Pastor Olagoke Samson Olusegun. First and foremost, in Yoruba habit, we say, Yini Kani Shemi. This company, the board, the chairman, the management, and all the staff, they are performing excellent. Especially our magician man, Mr. Peter Ashade. For untiring effort, dedicating to the job. By this time of pandemic and all sort of insecurity in Nigeria, Mr. Ashade still make sure the company is going to higher level. I give kudos to you, sir. With all this, page 46, our company give us a brilliant and excellent performance. When I go through it, our gross earnings grow by 40% year on year, by 18.1 billion. Profit up before tax grow by 50% year on to 11.9 billion. Profit after tax grew by 44% by 11.2 billion. And our shareholder fund rose by 25%. Please give kudos to all the management and board. This impressive and sterling performance was driven by 5 points. 1, our company improved in operational efficiency. 2, excellent customer service. 3, business-friendly funding windows. 4, steadfast implementation of our strategic initiation during the financial years. For all this fact, I personally, Pastor Olagoke, and my member of the Impressive Shareholders Association, know that we have a competent, hardworking, brilliant board and management that will take our company into a greater level. Secondly, I have some questions. My question is, I want to ask the board, can you give us update on the operation performance for this year? Second, what is your plan for year 2022 and beyond? Third, how far about business transformation program? 4, what are your efforts about enhancing information technology infrastructures? 5, what is the company doing about the welfare and human capital development? I mean training and etc. Lastly, when you see all these shareholders here, I commend my amiable, brilliant, intelligent, competent, loyal company secretary, president of Mr. Leo Okafor. He's doing well. Please give a kudos to him. Thank you for the opportunity given to me.
Thank you very much. Now we start here again. We'll take one here, one at the center, and then one. Yeah. So, okay, sir.
Thank you, our amiable chairman and the board entirely. My name is Tunji Bamidele. I'm a president of Starlight Shareholder Association of Nigeria. I'm standing on the existing protocol. Permit me, my chairman, I observe the board not as just a layman in a professional level. All the board member, all the management member, they are high quality. Not to that, with transparency, accountability, and the highest is fear of God. Because embedding the fear of God in anything man lay hand, success around him. That's what happened to Joseph. Anywhere we find Joseph, the success only pursue here and there. Our chairman, particularly at MD, I know when you are an APR, people they thought that is the highest level. But here, in fact, you are wonderful. I really appreciate you. And so also, the chairman and board member. Particularly also our amiable company secretary. I appeal to the board, to the chairman in particularly, and board member, that if people are doing things very right, you always encourage them in all your conglomerate to be moving to the highest level. I appeal to the board and chairman that our company secretary, if you can be able to do it, moving a bit to another level to become executive director and legal company secretary in this department. In the support of all shareholders here, that is our opinion. I believe God will continue to be with you. Sir, I noticed one thing in our MD, Asade, he always be on the line 24 hours for business transaction as a marketer. Anything you need, just click to him, he will just give you a feedback. That is why thing is moving. He also is a marketing, he do marketing for the business and business moving. I have 4 or 2 questions strategically. One, in the area of key audit matter. We need little bit explanation on it. Why your impairment is up to 1.8 billion? What is the rationale behind it? And what are you doing about that? On page 85, statement of financial position, I want you to look at tax management. Is on the highest level on this report. What tax department are doing to make sure that we are paying less tax? Thirdly, permit me, my chairman, I observe regulatory policy left and right. They are looking at where they undo or do certain things to get money from company all over the world. What are you doing? Because I noticed there are certain, whether contravention, I don't know, one way or the other, and which we don't want some kind of record to come again. Last week, I monitor our guru, Tony Elumelu, online, both Twitter, Instagram. They mentioned one statement when he spoke about Nigeria's situation. I was shocked when 1 out of the 1,000 leaders we have in Nigeria keeps silent. He's only one spoke and he smiled. What Nigeria will do about the situation where there's no light, there's no oil, no good road, and I want to appeal to it to continue to say certain things that can encourage the incoming leaders to emulate. I really appreciate all of you. I pray sky's the limit. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you very much. The lady, no, Mrs. Baker, I'll call you. She's raising her hand. I'll call you. Sorry. We're going this way. Go ahead. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm standing on the existing protocol. My name is Barrister Detutu Shinyombola. I'm a shareholder. I have some observations, questions comments and suggestions for our board and the management. And I want to start from page 8. On page 8, beautiful faces of the board of directors. I observed that we have only 2 ladies as directors out of 11, which amounts to 18%. This is unacceptable on gender balancing. We have to improve on it going forward. From page 19 to 28, beautiful faces and profile of the management theme. I also observed that we only have just 4 ladies in the management team out of 21, which amounts to 19%. This is also unacceptable on gender balancing. From page 64 and 65, changes on the board. I observed that 2 new non-executive directors were appointed to our board in the year under review, and they are Ms. Tokunbo Ajayi and Mr. Leke Ogunlewe. I want to seize this opportunity to welcome them to our board and to wish them a fruitful tenure in office. I also observed that Mr. Adim Jibuno retired from our board in the year under review. I want to seize this opportunity to thank him for his meritorious service to our board and to wish him the very best in his future endeavors. On page 65, I observed that on page 65, directors' interest in shares, I observed that 6 directors out of 11 listed have our shares attached to their names directly or indirectly. This is good, but it can be better. On page 66, substantial interest in shares, I observed that only West Coast Equity Limited has substantial shares in our company. I want to know who is representing them in our board. On page 86, trade and other receivables. Observe that the trade and other receivables increased from 28.5 billion naira to 30.9 billion naira in the year under review. What are the modalities in place to collect these debts from our customers to the BRS minimum? Let me leave others for others. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for the opportunity.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Barrister. Okay, Chief Okelano, can you?
At last. My respected chairman, my name is Chief Olatunde Okelana, Balogun Olugban of Orilegban in Oyo State. I lead the Shareholders Mobilization Committee. Remember, mobilize for your support. My chairman, I want to commend you on one thing. My chairman in absentia, Professor Chika Modi, and my chairman today, ANN. I want to appreciate United Capital for your diligence in getting people that are credible to the board. What I can say about this holdings, or can I say group, there is loyalty, there is reward for loyalty in the group. Please give them a very round of applause. I want to say this because people like MS Tokunbo Ajayi were brought to the board because you know their worth. And my brother Ogunlewe, because of their performance in the capital market and elsewhere, you brought them to the board. That is the secret of your success. Please keep it. ENN, I always know you are ever smiling. When ENN is not smiling, then you know it is not well. But the man is always smiling. And that is the secret of his good health. The stress is not showing on his face, despite that it's being very well used. I wouldn't say overused. Overuse would be negative. Well used in the group. Please keep it up. Having said that, I want to correct one impression about Peter Asade. Peter Asade, that I know, was trained very well by one Mrs. Lola Oyebadejo. From there to force registrars, he now turned around APR to what it is today. And because of that beautiful performance, I know my TOE. When I mean TOE, I mean Tony Elumelu. He always Please continue the way you are. And you have one of the best human resources to work with. Having said that, there's one thing I want Nigerians to look at today. The economy of this country is in shambles. Let me give you an idea, Chairman. I want you to take notes seriously. If I invested in the capital market, I will pay 15% withholding tax. And unfortunately, if my dividends is up to 10,000 naira, I will still pay another 50 naira. You can imagine if 1 million Nigerian, 50 naira for 1 million, it will be 50 million naira. Am I right? No. Where is the money going to? Are they using this money judiciously in this country? There's another challenge for e-dividend mandate, for example, in this country. They say something like EDMMSS. Mrs. Nwosu will bear me witness. It is only African prudentials that occasionally come to the rescue of the shareholders professionally. Because anytime you want to submit e-dividend mandate, they will pass through a platform called e-dividend management services. And that will make to cough out about 161 naira 25 kobo. Fat explosive. But the challenges of this country is that where you have an existing mandate, there is no the regulators in this country or the policy on that most of these registrars does not have a policy they are following. But I want to tell you today, African Prudential, that is the paymaster, that UBA is United Africa PLC and others are doing fantastically well. Please give them a round of applause. Why I'm saying this, it's always good to recognize hard work. When we have challenges and we call Mrs. Nwosu, that is assistant to Obong, we always get a beautiful and very robust assistance from them. I want to say this, that the audience, or can I say the group, is doing well, very well. I want to give United Africa PSC maybe about 90% in the group. I will tell you why. The United Africa PSC, United Capital, you can say United Capital PSC has been very wonderful in terms of reaching out to shareholders. The empowerment of the company secretary is well recognized. And I want other subsidiaries to take cue. For example, the beautiful attendance of shareholder representation this year. This is the first subsidiary in this group that is holding the AGM this year. Please, I want all of you to replicate it. Of course, APR is doing the same thing. When the Transcorp is coming for their AGM, either the hotel or the PSA or Afriland, they should do the same. Minority shareholders must always have a say too, though you will always have your way as majority. But so don't sidetrack us. COVID-19 protocol has been amended. Please, some of us are very loyal to the group since 2006, which we normally tag in caution of STB in UBA as at that time. But it's a good marriage, which has given us beautiful children like we have today. And like somebody said earlier, Tony has been a wonderful person in the capital market. I will tell you why. He made me a shareholder of other subsidiaries that I didn't put money in because I am a shareholder of UBA. The only one I bought with my money is Transcorp Hotel, which of course we buy 10 naira as at that time. As at that time, we believe it was oversubscribed. No, overpriced. But today, we still thank God the tourism industry is coming up with a lot of robust things. So, my chairman, what I want you to take you home, continue to improve on your relationship with shareholders, which I want to commend the company secretary, Sir Leo Okafor, because he's been empowered very well. He's very accessible, and we always like to speak with you. Of course, I want to commend another sir, because you have 2 knights on this board. 2 of them are knights. I think Nwabuko, you are a knight like me. I'm a sir too. And I want to appreciate the 2 of you, because things are getting more better. And we appreciate the way you are running this company. ENN, I want to pray that God will give all of you the good health, that ability to continue to steer the affairs of United Capital PLC to the greatest height, so that shareholders will always be remembered. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak, and God bless all of us here.
Okay, let's just take two more. Mrs. Bakare. Ms. Bakare, let's hear her. After that, one more, then we can, yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, Mr. Chairman, Board of Directors, regulatory authorities here present, my co-shareholders. Good morning. My name is Mrs. B.C. Bakari. I'm not going to waste much of your time because much has been said by the earlier speaker. I will go straight to page 3 of the annual report, where we have the financial highlights. I look at the graph we are having on this page. When I look at it, I said, backward never, forward, backward never, forward ever. This, and also this page, when you look at the financial highlights from earnings per shares down to shareholders fund, my colleagues will agree with me that United Capital is a company that one can invest and go to sleep because you have assurance that you are going to get returns on your investments, because we have caliber of people like Sir Noro, Mr. Peter Ashade, and so on. So I want to use this opportunity to thank the entire board for the excellent results. I will go straight to page 64. Of course, my colleagues have said much about that. That is also financial highlights. But I'm going to talk about the earnings per shares. Mr. Ashade, I don't know how you get this. I think this is only company. I think this is only the company I've seen their earnings per share this year, that your earnings per share moved from 130 kobo to 188 kobo. This is very good. And I want my colleagues to give the board a round of applause for this great achievement. And not only that, from earnings per share of 188 kobo, you are giving us 150 kobo. I will say on behalf of investors that thank you, the entire board, for this. But I hope, by the grace of God, by the time we are coming here next year, we'll be talking of 4 naira by God's grace. There is nothing God cannot do. Page 136, notes. Lastly, page 136, note 10. Page 136, note 10. That is the OPEX, other operating expenses. For me, as a shareholders, as a stakeholders, I don't have any problem with any company that their OPEX are going up, in as much that the results we are getting is an excellent one. And I want to tell the board of United Capital, please do more. You know, you use money to get money. If you don't spend money, you will not get money. That will take me to the business developments. All these achievements we have been talking since morning is because of the business developments. Mr. Shade is developing many businesses. This thing we are talking about is not free of charge. This is the country we are. We are all Nigerians. You use money to get money. So please do more and give us more returns on our investments also. The same thing I want to talk about is about IT license and maintenance fees. I noticed that this reduced from 66.6 million to 37.9 million. You know, the type of situation we are in this country now, we need IT. Please, I don't want you to relent on these things that maybe shareholders will come, they will come and talk. Once you have a good result, we will understand. Please do more on IT. The same thing is on training and conference. Of course, we've improved, but I want us to do more. When you don't train your staff, of course, you will not get good results. I want you to train your staff, your employee, not only that, even members of the audit committee, because when you train them, you get better results from them also. Once again, I wish every one of us journey mercy back to our various destinations, and thank you very much for the opportunity given to me.
Okay, Mukhtar, the last one.
Time is already gone. Mr. Chairman, our respected board and management of United Capital, distinguished colleagues present, regulators, staff, and other representatives of the group companies. Is it afternoon or morning now? I forgot my watch. Is it morning? Okay, good morning. Mr. Chairman, even though I came in a little bit late, what happened to Professor Shikamodi that he wasn't around here? Okay. So that he will explain later. So, Mr. Chairman, you see, the reward for goodness is goodness. That is why I love the style Dr. Farouk adopted, Kabiru and a few of the speakers. We don't have to burden you with questions here, because you have done so much well for the shareholders that we must appreciate. We have done so much well. I remember a year or two before the COVID pandemic, when Peter Ashade was appointed, and we did the AGM Opening, AGM at Africa UBA House. You remember? You know, we commended the group, for his appointment, for appointing such an intelligent man. A man that is hardworking, result-oriented. We all commended this wise decision. And I'm very happy today that we have been vindicated. 1 naira 50 kobo. 1 naira 50 kobo. Which of the banks have given us this money? Before the COVID era to now? Which of the banks? Is there any? One Zenith Bank, forget about that one. 1 naira 50 kobo in dividend. I think you see, that is why I nearly missed my flight, but I say no. I must be, that's why I forgot my wristwatch. We have to come and be with you, because this result was celebration. So we commend you, Peter Ashade, we commend the board, we commend the entire management of the company for this result. Mr. Chairman, I must not forget to join other speakers in commending our group chairman, Tony Elumelu, and congratulate him for the 59 years that he has hit yesterday. God has a wonderful way of making people. Some of us are above 50 here, but look at Tony, is just 59. See what he has achieved. We will just stay here like that. You see, 50. You see, 59 years, but look at the wonderful things he has achieved in life. So Anthony has been a person that has consistently built, a generation and congregation of corporate, players, corporate board players, corporate result-oriented, people. You look at the whole capital market in Nigeria, you see Tony's imprint. I love his style. If you are with Tony, you grow. So that is why we continue to commend Tony, and we continue to associate with him, and we continue to wish him well in all his endeavors. So please, Mr. Chairman, convey our messages of goodwill and best wishes to the group chairman. Mr. Chairman, other people have already spoken about the result. So there's no need to consistently repeat it. But at least we all appreciate the result that Peter was able to give us. He left APR to United Capital, and I'm happy. Whether it was his own recommendation too, he left APR in good hands. Obong Idiong, he left, and a good hand also took over. So you can see both companies, they are all performing. So we commend all of you for that. We commend all of you. Mr. Chairman, my dear friend there, as a chartered accountant, I always call him. His contribution on tax management. When former United States President Donald Trump was charged towards the end of his administration that he was paying less tax, he said, yes, I'm a businessman. When I earn more, I employ tax experts to help me pay less tax to government. And he said it openly, that as a businessman, when he makes more money, he employs tax experts to help him pay less tax. Yes. This is not stealing. There are various ways and provisions that we can always exploit. You understand? So that's why, before I condemn this, but when I quickly remember this something by Donald Trump, I said, okay, maybe we can look at ways also of not to cheat. No, they are, So, Mr. Chairman, finally, let me ask the issue that BC Bakare rose about the IT license and fee, which are also on page relating to other expenses. The IT license, why can't we explore local talents to build our own IT infrastructure so that we can also sell to some other companies? Because I've seen a bank some 15 years ago or 12 years, they did the same. They employ local talents, they built their own infrastructure, IT infrastructure, and they sold the license to a foreign partner. And so they were earning some dollars out of that. And even within Nigeria, you can sell the infrastructure to some other companies to use. I think this should be, rather than for us to always be paying, we can also adopt our own strategy to be earning from the IT infrastructure that our local talents will build for us.
Thank you.
Lastly, Mr. Chairman, I've been seeing newsletters from so many companies. Even APR, they do it, I think, either daily or weekly. I don't know, I've never seen for United Capital. Yeah, maybe you don't have my email. Yeah, so please, if we don't have, let us have that, so that at least we shouldn't wait for your quarterly result or the annual general meeting before you come and celebrate, your performance and giving us insights about the market and other things. Maybe you don't have my email. So that is good. Yeah. So I think if we don't have, we should also initiate.
Okay.
So finally, Mr. Chairman, I would like to. Okay. Lastly and finally, there are different words. Lastly, finally. Mr. Chairman, you remember at Hilton, at Transcorp office in Lagos at Ikoyi, when we came to a meeting, and I said, Doctor, appointing people like you to be part of our companies is going to add value. And I also, if you remember, I said I will have hope that you taught me in the university, because I can see your articulation. When you gave us the presentation, I saw the articulation very well, and we understood you. We understood what you were saying. You gave us the real picture in a very simple manner. So I was even saying that I hope that you have taught me, I will have been your student in the university, in order to gain from your vast knowledge and experience. And you can see, no, you can clearly see that Emmanuel Undorom has been very active and has been performing, and I have never seen him absent, at any of our meetings. So I commend you also for that. May the Almighty continue to give you good health and long life. Amen. Leo Wakafo, thank you very much for your organizational spirit and skills. We love that. Please keep it up. Keep it up. Every one of us here appreciate you. When United Capital is mentioned, your name also comes to our minds. We see somebody that has value, somebody that is, well organized, somebody that is serious about what he's doing. So we commend you. Please keep your beautiful work up. You are a knight. Yes, so he is a sir. All right, Sir Leo Okafo. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, shareholders, thank you. We have taken 11 questions so far. Let me just go through some of the questions so that we can actually proceed with the other resolutions. Now, somebody mentioned the revenue being up. Yes, revenue being up by 6 billion. In the same way, expenses went up by 1 billion. That's why the net of the profits you had from last year and this year of about 5 billion came about. So we've noted all the commendation. Management will certainly do better in 2022. Somebody asked a question on the representation of the shareholder with 26% on the board. If you look at our articles of association, the representation of the board is not based on shareholding. It's based on skills that we can actually get in the market, and that's what you have on the board. So it's not really based on shareholding. There was a question on the Q-audit matter. Why is it very high in terms of the impairment of 1.8 billion? Now, if you look at the assets under consideration, the assets under consideration was 171 billion in that same report. And so you have 1.8 billion. That's a very small percentage, I think about 1% or so. There was a question on gender balancing, management, and also the board. We will continue to know this, please, female folk, and ensure that we get the best, not only in the management, but also at the board level. There were also some questions on the operational plans for the year, business transformation, staff welfare, HR development. I will ask the CEO to answer that because he knows really what the detailed plans for the year looks like. He will also talk about the SME and the infrastructural fund. However, he may not go into details because this is also a public event and people want to know the secret behind what we are doing. But for shareholders, he will also give you a lead on how, when he holds an investors forum and so on, where it's a bit open for you to ask more detailed questions. Certainly that will be done. Now, I want to thank all shareholders. I think our head of MCC, you are here. Shareholders say their picture is not on the annual report, so I'm sure you are capturing more that for 2022. You're going to have shareholders also shown properly. The issue of how to sustain growth in view of the CBN policy, difficulties in the economy, I will ask the CEO to handle that. Once again, to shareholders, we are appreciative of all the questions. We've taken notes and we'll really go back again and then take care of all of this. I want to also commend other shareholders who sent questions through the online platform. Those questions have also been partly covered from what has been asked today, but the MD will respond to the shareholders directly so that you also get abreast that as if you are participating in this meeting. So on that note, let me call on the Group CEO for his own comments. Thank you. want to use this one?
Thank you to our distinguished shareholders. It gives me a great pleasure this morning to present the performance of your company. First and foremost, we give glory to God for the grace and the life. Is our pillar of support for what we are presenting today. We acknowledge the contributions and the support of the board of directors. It's in no small mean that has been added. And to this also we acknowledge here, I'm acknowledging the team. The team, we have the CEOs here, we have some of our team at various points that are baking this cake continuously. And lastly, but not the least, we want to appreciate all the shareholders. You have been wonderful, not only today, for your encouragement, your commendation, your advice at different times. We get WhatsApp messages, even in some cases, business leads from shareholders. This is acknowledged today in the manner that it is worthwhile. But one thing to summarize everything that I want our distinguished shareholder to acknowledge here. Every of our decisions as organization will be driven by increasing the wealth of the shareholders. Careful about that. And that is why what we're doing now, question on sustaining the growth, we've looked at that. And I can tell you, 2021 ended our first 3-year strategic plan. And we did over 100% of what we set out for ourselves. So we started another 3 years running from 2022 to 2024. Carefully structured, environment has been built into it. But one thing we will continue to do is to leverage. Yes, we know we are in a challenging times, but we will always leverage an opportunity that is created by these times to deliver value to our people, our shareholders. So that is critical, and we will always do that. So we are positive about sustaining this growth. We are positive. We have strategies in place, and time will not permit here if you have to break down some into nitty-gritty. And in terms of financial inclusion, I must tell you here, we are paying a lot of attention in that regard. Now we have a dedicated directorate that is handling the digital transformation. And when we talk about digital transformation, it's not about IT, it's about customers. And when we talk about customer, we have been able to stratify our customers to see that we have some at the lowest end of the pyramid. How do we get to them? In terms of our operating model, in terms of our people allocation, and all the policies that we have is at the centerpiece. And also we are working together with the regulator to come out with some areas that will create financial literacy, especially about capital market and investment. So we are key about it. By and large, in order not to belabor most of the questions that have been asked and the contribution by the chairman, we will continuously strive to be a company that meets all and the major needs of various stakeholders. We acknowledge the environment we find ourselves. We will always ensure that all policies, all actions, all models, and strategies that we put in place are purposefully driven, such that by the time you come here, by next year, when we review this year's result, I want to believe strongly that you will smile even better than this year. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Group CEO. We now go to the resolutions, but before we proceed, I want to ask the registrars to guide us on how the voting process will be done. Registrars, please.
Thank you, Mr. To them. Before we start the voting, we are going to carry out a keypad test. At that time, we'll let you know, and we'll just ask you to press on any key on the device, and then keypad will be activated. Voting will be open for 1 minute, and you will need only 2 keys to vote, either 1 or 2. When you are to vote, you press 1 if you are in favor of the resolution, or you press 2 if you are against the resolution. If you press any other key, it will be assumed that you have abstained from voting. You have the flexibility to change your vote within the 1 minute window by simply selecting the alternative option. Once the voting period ends, your last selected voting option will be registered as your final vote. Who are voting from the online platform? You'll be expected to click the link sent to you and enter the unique code from the message received. As soon as the voting starts, the specific resolution will appear on the screen with the voting options for or against or abstain displayed. Simply select the option of your choice and click send. Voting will be open for just 1 minute. Once you have voted, click the submit button at the bottom of the page. You can change your vote within the 1 minute window by simply clicking on another option. Once the voting period ends, your last selected voting option will be registered as your final vote. Thank you, sir.
Registrars. Those who have not voted but are here to vote, you have your the one in support or praise to against the resolution. And for those who are online, you also been given and announced it to all shareholders. The next item on the agenda is the declaration of dividend. The directors are recommending a dividend of 150 kobo per every ordinary share of 50 kobo to all shareholders whose names are registered in the company's register of members as of March 8, 2022. If approved, the total dividend paid to shareholders for the financial year ended 31st of December 2021 will be 9 billion naira. I hereby move that a dividend of 9 billion gross in respect of the year ended December 31st, 2021 be paid to all shareholders registered in the books of the company as at the close of business on March 8, 2022 be and is hereby declared. Will someone please rise and second the motion?
Mr. Chairman, my name is Augustine Nemekes.
All right, thank you, Augustine. I now put the motion to the meeting. Those in favor of this motion, please signify by raising your admission card. By raising your admission card, or you press 2 on the voting pad. Okay, the number is changing as people are voting. Okay, registrar, kindly announce the result of the voting. Yeah, no, just for her to prepare ahead.
Voting device. Some people are here to vote. Please display the result. And no one abstained. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. I hereby declare that the motion has been duly carried.
The name is Prince Dr. Anthony Omojola. I rise to second the motion. Thank you.
Thank you. I now put the motion to the meeting. Those in favor of this motion, please signify by raising your admission cards. And
those online, the resolutions are displayed on the platform. "25 seconds to go.
Registrar, announce the result.
The voting has ended. Distinguished shareholders, for the re-election of Professor Chika Modi as a director of the company, the result of the poll is as follows: 3,601,420,588 units of shares, representing 100% of votes cast both by shareholders and proxy resolution. There is no vote against this resolution and no one abstained. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I hereby declare that the motion has been duly carried.
Distinguished shareholders, I hereby present Mr. Emmanuel Norom. Thank you, Mrs. Obideyi. I now put the motion to the meeting. Those in favor of this motion, please signify by pressing 1 on your voting device, or 2. Any objection should press 2 on the voting device.
Thank you, sir. Distinguished shareholders, the voting is open. Press 1. $35 more seconds to go.
Kindly announce the result of the vote.
Thank you, sir. The voting has ended. Distinguished shareholders, for the re-election of Mr. Emmanuel Norom as a director of the company, the result of the poll is as follows: 3,586,328,310 units of shares, representing 99.99% of the shares voted by both proxies and shareholders voted in favor of the resolution. 0.001% voted against the resolution. No one abstained. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Wosu. I hereby declare that the motion has been duly carried.
Thank you, shareholders. Thank you. Thank you very much. Having been re-elected, I will take over from the group CEO and continue with the proceedings of the meeting. The next item is the appointment of new directors. Since the last annual general meeting, 2 new directors were appointed, and in accordance with Section 274 of CAMA 2020, we hereby seek the approval of the general meeting for the appointments. The directors seeking approval of the appointments are Ms. Tokumbo Ajayi and Mr. Leke Ogunlewe. I hereby move that the appointment of Ms. Tokumbo Ajayi, please be standing, be and is hereby approved as a director of the company. And I'll put the motion to the meeting. Those in favor of this motion, please signify by raising your admission cards.
Thank you, distinguished shareholders. The poll is open. If you are in favor, if you are against the resolution, press 2. $35 more seconds to go.
Registrar, announce the results.
As follows: 3,614,473,1% of the votes cast voted against the resolution. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. I hereby declare that the motion has been duly carried. Thank you.
Just a point of information. It escaped the mind of the chairman to put the motion secondly. So for us to complete our record, I hereby second the motion.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. I hereby move that the appointment of Mr. Leke Ogunlewe be and is hereby approved as a director of the company. Will someone please rise and second this motion? By raising your admission cards. And if you're objecting,
No objection.
so for the voting process, go ahead, Registrar, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Distinguished shareholders, the voting is on. If you are in favor, press 1. If you are against, press 2. 25 more seconds to go.
Registrar, announce the
2 more
results.
seconds to go. The voting has ended. Distinguished shareholders, for the appointment of Mr. Oluleke Ogunlewe as a director of the company, the result of the poll is as follows: 3,541,734,199 units of shares, representing 100% of the votes cast by proxies and shareholders, voted in favor of the resolution. There is no vote against this resolution and there is no abstention. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Thank you. I hereby declare that the motion has been duly carried. Thank you, shareholders. The next item on the agenda is the remuneration of the auditors. I hereby move that the directors be and are hereby authorized to fix the remuneration and expenses of auditors for the year ending December 31st, 2022. Will someone please rise and second the motion? What's the name again? Okay. Thank you. I now put the motion to the meeting. Those in favor of this motion, please signify by raising your admission cards and by pressing 1 on your voting pad. And any those objecting, press 2 on your voting pad.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Distinguished shareholders, the voting is on. Press 1 if you are in favor of the resolution, or you press 2 if you are against the resolution. 24 seconds to go.
The directors determine that.
Very good.
5 more seconds to go. Shareholders, for the resolution to authorize the directors to fix the remuneration of the auditors, the result of the poll is as follows: 3,613,484,712 units of shares, representing 100% of the votes cast by proxies and shareholders, voted in favor of the resolution. There is no vote against this resolution and no one abstained. Thank you.
Thank you again, shareholders. I hereby declare that the motion has been duly carried. The next item is the election of members of the Audit Committee. The directors nominated to represent the board on the Statutory Audit Committee are Mr. Dikbo Fatokun. is participating online, and Sir Stephen Wadioko. The company secretary has confirmed that a total of 3 valid nominations were received, namely Paul Olele, can you stand? Faith George Osman, and Adio Alex. I hereby move that this be returned unopposed as representative of the shareholders for another term. Will someone please rise and second the motion? Okay, sir. What was the name again? Okay. All right, this time we're going to vote fiscally, not with... There's no vote. No vote. Those in favor of the motion, please signify by raising your hands. Okay. Thank you. Anyone objecting? I hereby declare that the motion has been duly carried. And so the names of the members of the Statutory Committee for the next 1 year are Mr. Paul Olele, representing shareholders, Mrs. Faith George Osman, representing shareholders, Mr. Adio Alex, representing shareholders, Mr. Depo Fatog, representing the board, and Sir Stephen Wadioko, representing the board. Thank you. Thank you. You can be seated, please.
Thank you. Thank you.
The next item is to pass a resolution to fix the remuneration of directors of the company. Section 293, subsection 1 of CAMA 2020 requires the remuneration of directors to be approved in general meeting. I hereby move that the resolution approving the remuneration of the non-executive directors for 2022 in the sum of 6.5 million naira for each non-executive director, totaling 45.5 million cumulative for all non-executive directors be and is hereby approved. Will somebody please rise and second this motion? Thank you, Mrs. Bakari. I now put the motion to the meeting. Those in favor of this motion, please signify by raising your admission cards and the voting by pressing 1 if you are in support.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Distinguished shareholders, the voting is on. Press 1 if you are in favor of the resolution, or press 2 where you are against the resolution. "35 more seconds to go. "15 seconds more to go. The voting has ended. Distinguished shareholders, for the resolution to fix the remuneration of the directors, the result of the poll is as follows: 3,614,473,002 units of shares, representing 100% of the votes cast by both proxies and shareholders, voted in favor of the resolution. There is no vote against this resolution and no one abstained. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. I hereby declare that the motion has been duly carried. Ladies and gentlemen, as there's no other business on the agenda, I would like to thank you all on behalf of the board for attending this meeting and showing so much interest in your company's affairs. Can we ask Alaji? Yes. Okay, Dambari to close us with a prayer.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وسلم. I pray Almighty Allah to help us, to help our leaders, not rulers, to help this company to continue moving forward, to help our majority shareholder and the shareholders to return us to our various destinations safely. The dividend we are going to have today, we pray God Almighty to bless it. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta alaihim. Ghairil maghdubi alaihim waladdallin. Amen.
Okay, national anthem. Thank you, shareholders. The dividend will be paid today.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.